Okay, so the next match is for the Women's World Championship. And the World Championship between Toni Storm, Timeless Toni Storm, and Mina Melon Shirakawa.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I like Mina. I really do. I really do.
Yeah, she really is the best wrestler. But anyways, go on with the notes.
Yeah, my first note, I don't know how to describe that, but remember she was dancing with like her very close to the crotch.
Oh yeah. She knocked Tony down or something, and then got on her and started thrusting the goods
Right in her face.
right in front of her. I'm surprised Tony didn't go for it with all their little subtext they got there.
Uh-huh. And then we have that Mina sorry. And then have that Mina was slam Tony's knee into the post. And something interesting because even when they met up earlier, like for either Dynamite or Collision, whichever one it was, she was kind of working her knee back then. So I mean, for that episode, she knew she was gonna fight her on Sunday. So she was trying to work the knee so it'd be a handicap for Tony, so she can use that to her advantage when they have their pay-per-view match. So that makes sense. So anyway, Tony did pulls her forward so that Mina's face hit the ring post instead when she did that. Luther wait.
Was protecting Tony.
Yeah, was trying to protect Tony, but then Mina hit him, and then she knocks Tony back. And then she then runs and does like a tornado splash off of Luther onto Tony, which was with the camera angle there. And then Mina leapt off the ropes, but Luther took the dive for Tony. Then Mina grabbed.
So Luther earned his paycheck.
Yes, he did.
I don't see no Alfred diving to take his for Batman. I'm just saying.
Okay, then Mina, later on in the match, Mina grabbed Tony and got her to a figure four. But after much effort, Tony grabbed the rope. Then she ended up hitting her with the Storm Zero and a big and her big package pin. And then Tony retained, and both of them shared a big kiss.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, it's the biggest package she's ever seen.
I really, first of all, I love both these girls to death. I've loved them. You already know that. I mean, they're Stardom, not just because they're Stardom alumni. I've always been supporters of them and fans. Like, I mean, like back when she was even in Cosmic Angels, I loved Mina, and Toni. I've followed her whole career, but they had a great chemistry. I love seeing their style now. That Tony's a little more old school, and Mina, of course, is Mina. But I wanted Mina to win this.
Me too.
Not because of the fact that I don't like Toni. Honestly, to be 100% cards on the table, Toni Storm is the only great thing about AEW. And I know that's a very mean thing for me to say. She's the best character. She's the best on the mic. She's the most entertaining, and she's had most consistent matches. So if I were going to go off of that, there's no one else like her. So, but the reason I wanted Mina to win was because I knew Mercedes was most likely going to win. And I thought it would make a better story and have an actual reason for them to fight. Because at Resurgence, Mercedes lost for the first time a title. She lost the New Japan Strong Belt by Azumi pinning Mina.
Mm-hmm.
So she could have the fuel of, I'm going to get my revenge for you taking my belt by taking your belt. You see what I'm saying? Like that would have been more of a story that I could have seen building, as opposed to, we're both icons here. Yay. Like, I'm thinking long term, but again, it goes back to what I say and what you have to remind me, Joopy, which is that that's me booking practically, and this is AEW. I have to keep reminding myself that over and over again because I'm used to actually good writing. So
it would have been. It is interesting, Mercedes versus Toni, but personally, I wanted to see Mercedes versus Mina because you build that up to try to get one. I mean, because she has one of those Japanese. I mean, I didn't know the backstory like what Jack does, but I was thinking along the lines of both of them worked in the Japanese promotions. Mercedes going around getting all these Japanese titles. Maybe try to fight her to as revenge. Well, kind of like what you were saying, but not as. I just wanted to see that.
Well, she could say, like Mina could say, oh, you and I both wrestled in Japan, but I was bigger. Like she could say that I was bigger in Japan than you ever were, and she could say that like she's not wrong. She was both literally and figuratively.
Well, that's the only maybe I want to see her versus Mina because of that. So if she won all those Japanese, if Mercedes had those Japanese titles, she'd be like, no, 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 no. I'm the one who should be having titles, not you, or something like that.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to.
Forbidden Door or something like that. Because they're running out of like other, like the Japanese people to do Forbidden Door with. Most of them are signed up with AEW anyways, or they cameo with them every other week or something. So they gotta have
I honestly feel like the Forbidden Door is closing because I think New Japan does not want to work with AEW anymore very shortly. And so does Stardom because it's getting to the point where they're like, what are we getting from this abusive relationship?
All right, Johnny, what did you think of the match? Your thoughts?
Honestly, I pretty much don't remember too much about the match, but obviously Toni Storm's gonna fight, very good and very technical, and then Mina's very charismatic. I like the match. I mean, it was so entertaining, and then the ending they did the big kiss or whatever, but other than that, I don't really remember too much about the match.
Fair enough. It has been a while. So, as mentioned, Toni did end up retaining, and everybody went for Toni except for Jack, who was hoping for Mina's win. I kind of wanted her to win too, but same thing. I just figured she wouldn't. So, I just went in that direction.